Mark Sanford has run out of new catchphrases to introduce. No more hiking the old Appalachian Trail. Now he's fallen back on the oldie but baddie about being railroaded. You know that invitation you sent Sarah Palin to come speak at your event? Must have got lost on the dog sled train. Number one story, one Republican trying to stay in office seemingly despite everyone, and another trying to stay relevant apparently in spite of herself. First up, unemployed Alaska blogger Sarah Palin weighing in on the Color of Change's call for advertisers to boycott Glenn Beck. Beck's latest attacks on the group's co-founder, White House advisor Van Jones. 46 different advertisers now. Fox News' Glenn Beck is doing an extraordinary job this week, walking America behind the scenes of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue and outlining who is actually running the White House. Monday night, he asked us to invite one friend to watch. I invite all my friends to watch. That's one, right? It's Martians. Martians is actually running the White House. Meanwhile, after promoting Palin as the star speaker for weeks, organizers of an Alaska Family Council event were left scrambling at the last minute after they learned the former governor would be a no-show. Palin's spokeswoman claiming, "This is the first we have ever heard of a speech." This as the saga of Mark Sanford of South Carolina, who did not resign as a governor, continues. His lieutenant governor warning him in a letter, "Resign now or the legislature will impeach you later." Sanford fired back with his own letter. To escape the glare of television cameras and reporters in the midst of a media frenzy would not be far from some form of heaven on earth. But my dad taught me a long time ago that 2 wrongs don't make a right. Nor in his case do 37 wrongs make a right. So naturally, Sanford escaped the glare of the TV cameras by holding a news conference.
I'm not going to be railroaded out of this office by political opponents or folks that were never fans of mine in the first place. For future governors, just because folks might be frenzied up or frightened or other things in the General Assembly does not mean it is the right time to fold the tent.
Yeah, but Governor, they're all political enemies now. Joining me now, comedian Christian Finnegan. Good evening, Christian.
Huzzah, good sir.
Thank you. Governor Sanford brought us sparking. Remember that from the emails. He inspired hiking the old Appalachian Trail. Is he out of new phrases? I mean, railroaded and fold the tent. I mean, he's got every old bromide in here except employees must wash hands.
That and the roof is on fire. I've actually done a bit of research, Keith. The current poet laureate of South Carolina is a woman named Marjorie Heath Wentworth. Now, I'm sure Laureate Wentworth is doing a bang-up job, but it seems like the right move here is for her to step aside and let Governor Sanford move in. See, that way he could actually build a state for all of his intercontinental booty calls, and it would be totally appropriate because he's just working on material.
Excellent. This letter-writing campaign between Sanford and the lieutenant governor, which, again, the idea of correspondence has been, you have to give Governor Sanford this credit, correspondence has been reborn thanks to this man. But what happened? There's something wrong with email these days? He couldn't rely on the... Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, Governor Sanford is strictly quill and parchment these days, but he has to be very careful because last year he actually stuffed the wrong letter into the wrong envelope, and a week later he had the state comptroller in his office being like, Governor, what did you mean you ache for me?
Yeah, you know, if he'd kept his quill just on the parchment, none of this would have happened to begin with.
I see what you're...
Thank you. That was a pun. Thank you very much. I'm an amateur here, but I'm just doing the best I can in the company of professionals. The governor held another press conference today just to make sure we all heard him about not being in the public glare. Should he ask our friend Governor Palin how to use the Facebook thing so that the rest of us can just go about our day and check in on him when we feel like it rather than when he feels like it?
Yeah, he gets caught for using email in the for the wrong reasons, and yet can't seem to understand that this is what a CC list is for. Because it's not like he and the lieutenant governor are actually corresponding to each other. They're like the 2 guys in the bar who are talking loud so the table of girls next to them can hear them. Like, I don't think I need to resign. Well, you need to resign. Keep it going, dude. They're looking at us. Well, I guess I'm just going to go get in my BMW and go home now. It's just feels very awkward and uncomfortable. Just, you know, CC list.
Over to Alaska, and this is the 4th time in recent months that Governor Palin was scheduled to appear somewhere, but didn't, either backed out or just didn't show up, or there was some miscommunication. If she winds up running for president, isn't somebody going to have to step in and say, you know, you can't skip the debate tonight just because The Mentalist is on CBS and you want to watch that? All
right, I'm defending Governor Palin in this one because this particular event took place in Alaska. Listen, Alaska, I don't mean to be cruel. Sarah Palin dumped you. it's time to move on. Okay, I defend her in this because I'm sure you've been in this situation. You know, when you're in a relationship and it's run its course and you just kind of want to end it, so you say like, let's just be friends, and then the other person just purely out of desperation and spite is like, well, then if we're friends, then you should come and speak at my event next week, you know, since we're friends and all. And Sarah Palin's like, okay. And then a week later, she's like, what am I doing? I don't need to do this. Listen, just move on. When Sarah Palin said she wanted to be friends, she just wants it not to be weird when you bump into each other. Like, oh, Alaska, do you know Iowa, Alaska?
And yet here she goes inviting all of her friends to watch Glenn Beck. Is that the way to earn brownie points so that she can get her own show over there? And if that's the case, is she going to send out a Facebook message saying, don't watch his show, watch mine?
I want to know who the people are who are avid Sarah Palin Facebook readers but aren't aware of Glenn Beck.
That's right.
Seems like there's a bit of crossover there. It's like, well, you know, I agree with what you said about the death panels and that you don't read any newspapers, but that guy is crazy.
That's right. Or who? I never heard of him. Comedian Christian Finnegan, as always, great thanks, Christian.
Bye-bye.
Bye.